Hey, Cree here, the Brave Agent, and today we are talking about some of the apps and tools I use on my laptop as well as my smartphone. So if you're ready, let's get into it. So if you are an agent, the most important tool you can use, whether you're on your phone or your laptop, is the MLS app or MLS on your laptop. Using the MLS app, which is something I use all the time if I'm on the go, you can quickly look up any active listings, anything that's sold, and anything that's pending. It's on your phone. So if, let's say, touring homes with your clients and you see a home along the way, you can quickly do a search on that specific property on your app. Right? You don't have to pull out your laptop. You don't have to go on the side of the road and try to find it on your laptop. You can quickly do a search on your phone. So I absolutely love the MLS app. I don't know what everyone has in their state or their city, but with the Cincy MLS, they do provide an app for you. Very, very useful. Every single agent should have is showing time. So with showing time, it allows you to set specific times for you to go view a property. When you're in your laptop looking at properties in MLS, it gives you that option of scheduling an appointment or showing in showing time, but you don't have that option when you're in the MLS app. So the showing time is something that you will use hand in hand with your MLS app. So it's great. It's just as fast as viewing on your laptop. Very useful. If you don't have those two apps, I highly suggest you get them. Another great tool that you should consider downloading on your smartphone is Adobe Scan. Now, Adobe Scan was something I was introduced to a couple years ago through a prior employer. It's an app that takes a regular document and it scans it and it turns it into a PDF. So even though you have just a regular piece of paper or document that you need to get over to someone, with Adobe Scan, you can scan that document and it'll save as a PDF. So what you can do is you can save it on your phone. You can even email it to yourself or email it to someone else. Incredibly useful tool. You should get it. You don't necessarily even have to use it for real estate. You can use it for any reason. You can, if you're going to school or if you need to send something over to your doctor's office, it actually turns your document into a PDF form. This is a great tool. Download it. Okay, so getting back to agent apps and tools, Key or Supura are electronic key boxes that allows you to enter into a property using the key. The agent, every single agent needs to enter into a property to view with their client or view for their client. Having these apps is really the only way you can enter into a property. Now, some key boxes like Century Key, they not only are they electronic boxes where you put your phone up against it and it does a communication with your phone via Bluetooth, and it opens the box so you can retrieve the key. But with Century Key is something I actually love, is you can get a temporary code from the agent or Century Key customer service, where if you're, let's say, in my area, I'm in Cincinnati, but in the Dayton area, I don't have access to their Century Key system. So what happens is you can call, get a temporary code that allows you to enter into the property. Let me tell you, with Supra, I had so many issues. I hate to say it, but I won't say hate. I just disliked the system because in a lot of cases, it wouldn't work. I would scan via my Bluetooth and it still would not pick up. Extremely frustrating. And when you're with a client, especially if it's someone you don't necessarily know personally and you're struggling to open a lockbox, it looks very unprofessional. I can't stress that enough. So Century Key, I absolutely love. The safety feature that it has is it asks you if you would like to send emergency alerts to your emergency contacts. So you enter the people that you want as your emergency contact. And when you enter it to a property, it'll ask you every minute or two if you would like to send an emergency alert. You have to verify that you're okay. And if you don't verify, it sends out a text message to your emergency contacts to let you know that you may be in danger. I absolutely love Century Key. I'm glad that my board actually switched over to Century Key. It has so many great benefits and I would recommend it to anybody. Okay, so you have to manage your day. Google Calendars. Let me say, I love Google Calendars because it organizes my entire life. I put everything in Google Calendars. If I did not have a calendar that I could go to, I would pretty much forget everything from day to day. Google Calendars is amazing. So what happens is, and I am sure everyone, well, maybe not everyone, but a lot of people may have a calendar system. I do have an iPhone and it comes with a calendar. I used to have an Android, so I didn't have access to whatever iPhone has. So I just adapted to Google Calendars. And with that, you can set up alerts. You can categorize it with colors. You can set up pretty much your whole life with Google Calendars. If you don't have Google Calendars, use another calendar system. Like I said, iPhone has their own calendar. I believe Samsung and other manufacturer phones have their own. I like Google Calendars because I can literally log into my laptop, my iPad, my iPhone, and go to Google Calendars and it syncs everywhere. But you can use whatever calendar you want. Sometimes I even use my handwritten calendar as well, which I don't necessarily look at all the time, but I do look at my phone all the time because I'm going to appointments. I'm always on the go. Google Calendars is amazing. So along with Google Calendars, to organize my busy day is Todoist. Todoist is something that you can use to categorize not just your appointments, but different projects that you're doing. So I have a category of specifically for real estate purposes. I also have a project for YouTube. I have a project for Instagram. So every time I put a to-do item in, I put it either under real estate, YouTube, Instagram. It could be Facebook. I also have my personal projects to do as well as family. And also you can categorize it as priority 1 all the way to priority 4. Priority 1 meaning is the most important, and that'll put it at the top of the list, and it'll go down to 4 to the least important. You can also set up times for alarms. You can also set specific days that you need it done. And if you set something out for a week, it'll keep track of that. And when that day comes, you either can reschedule it or you can complete it. I love Todoist. Check it out. I'm going to talk about WordSwag. WordSwag is something that I used for a number of years. I don't use it as much anymore because I transitioned into Canva, and I'll talk about Canva in a few minutes. WordSwag is a app that you can use where you can upload a picture in your own gallery, or you can use one of theirs in their library. And you can just make messages and put different fonts on it. You can make different designs. WordSwag is great. You can also make your own logo in it. I don't use that as much anymore because Canva is such a more powerful tool that I can use, and I can do so much more with it. And with that, we're going to switch over to the tools that I use on my laptop, which is Canva. Canva, I can't say enough great things about Canva. I do pay a monthly subscription. I believe it ranges from $12 to $20, I believe. It might be a little bit more. I have the premium package, which pretty much lets me do whatever I need to do for content. So I can remove backgrounds and add a different background. I can use whatever picture that they have in their gallery. Use Canva if you don't pay the premium. It's just your ability to use specific features or photos will be limited. I love Canva. I use it every single day. I think it's a great tool if you're an agent and you're developing your own content. Like me, I don't have anyone to create my content. I do it myself. So with Canva, it really gives me the ability to do pretty much whatever I need to do to make my content pop. If you haven't tried Canva, try it. You'll love it. Okay. Excel spreadsheets. So with Excel, I use to pretty much manage my database. To use Google Sheets. So with Google Sheets, I can get on my phone and make edits as well as my laptop. If I'm on my laptop, I can use Excel, but I would have to download Excel app on my phone, which is something that I have. But if you don't want to do that, you can by all means use Google Sheets. It's a great program. I use Google Sheets for a lot of my database updating. I can download my Excel sheets into an actual Microsoft Excel sheet. So everything transfers, but if I make a change in Google Sheets, it won't change in Excel. That's something that I would have to go into Excel and change. But Excel is something that is very useful when you are starting to build your database. When you're putting in names, if you're putting in addresses, you have to stay up to date with that. If you check out my last video, I gave you a link to a basic spreadsheet that I use with specific headers that I think was useful as far as phone numbers, emails, birthdays, spouse information. You can add any category that you want. Just make sure that you update the database every time you add more information. Just keep refreshing it and stay up to date. Icloud and Microsoft Onedrive. I love these two programs and I use them all the time. Programs allow you to save all of your work in a cloud and you can log in anywhere on your phone, on your iPad or tablet, on your laptop. They're stored anywhere. I keep a lot of my contracts in Microsoft OneDrive, so that way if I need to go in and write a contract, I have basic information that I need, no matter where I am. If I am doing a listing appointment, I can literally pull off the contract there and go over it with as well as buyers. So those two programs I utilize a lot. I think they will be helpful with organizing a lot of your documents and easy access wherever you go. Another program that I found that I really haven't had the chance to use was Microsoft Remote Desktop. Now with this, if let's say you are in your office, you know that you saved a document on your desktop at home, but you didn't save it in the iCloud or the Microsoft OneDrive, but it's literally on your desktop. You can log into your desktop and get that document and save it to your OneDrive. Like I said, I haven't really utilized this program a lot. I don't have a great review for it, but it is something that would be useful if you need a document that's stored in one place and you are in another and you need it. Microsoft Teams and Zoom. So with these programs, everyone knows about virtual meetings during the pandemic. No one was allowed in offices. No one was allowed in person. So a lot of people went over to Teams, but then Zoom really became popular. It allows you to do a different background. That's something I haven't really utilized. And of course, you do have to pay to have a longer meeting. I believe with Zoom, you get 45 minutes for free. I use Zoom more than I use Teams, so I'm gonna lean more on talking about Zoom. But with Zoom, like I said, it's 45 minutes for free. If you wanna go longer, you do have to pay that premium. I usually never have a meeting longer than 45 minutes. A lot of my meetings now that the pandemic is over, I do in person. Zoom and Teams are a great tool to use, and you can use them on your phone. If you need to attend a meeting or do a meeting with your client, if you're doing any virtual tours of homes, rentals, those are great tools to use. Okay, wireless printers. Now I have 2 wireless printers in my home, but I am leaning really towards getting a mobile printer because I do a lot of business on the road and I need to print things. I have to go back to my office or my home office to print them. But it would be so useful if I had a printer in my car. And I know that's like next level real estate business, but I think that would like really help with getting all my documents that I need up front. Let's say if I'm at a listing consult or a buyer's consult, I can print anything off that I may have forgotten to print while I was at the office. So having a printer that's with me in my car, I think would be extremely helpful. Wireless earphones. So I know a lot of people who are on the road like me, they might be 30 minutes away from their office and they have appointments on one side of the town and they don't want to go on clear on the other side and then head back out. Earphones is a great way to get some work done if you're in a public area. I have Beats, I have iPhone AirPods. I think they're extremely useful if you want to tone everything out and you really need some great peace and quiet to get work done. I think those are great tools. If you don't have earphones, please, please, please go out and get them. I think with every single phone that you purchase, you get earphones. So they're extremely useful if you're in a noisy area and you need a little bit of peace and quiet. So those are the tools that I use as an agent. Let me know what type of tools that you use, what type of equipment, what do you use on a day-to-day? If I forgot anything, leave a comment below, hit the like button, subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.